Hey guys, it's Esther from Mirror World Branding Team, and this is Mirror World Jam. We're doing a special episode today with Ryan, Jonas, Le, and Chris, talking about everything you need to know about crypto mobile.
I'm Ryan. I'm the community manager for Mirror World. I basically handle the community, help them to stay active, enjoy themselves while they're there. And I'm excited to be on this meeting too.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Esther. The first topic today would be about Solana Mobile. That is quite a trend these days. And there's a word in Solana Mobile that never grows old, that is safety. And we do want to start with talking about common issues on Solana Mobile. And so safety is really a big word, and we really want to know from a user's perspective, what role does mobile Dapp's safety play in terms of customer acquisition?
So for me, for a good mobile app, it needs to be easy to use. It needs to have a good accessibility. So for example, you don't want an app where it only allows you to trade, let's say, 3 or 4 different tokens. You want it to have quite a wide array, which is why multi-chain dApps is probably going to be the future on that. Other things we want as well is just, fast transactions too. So if you're trading the currency from X currency to B currency, you want it to be almost instant, because the blockchain changes so much, as in the value of the tokens go up and down constantly. So you need it to be a quick action to take that particular snapshot and create your block. Other things as well is you want smooth transactions as well. You don't want transactions that fail, and things like that. Really, that seems to be the key for me, is the fact that you want something that works as a smooth network. Yeah, for me, the thing is ease of access. The thing that really puts me off using the mobile market is the fact that transactions fail occasionally. It does anyway with, for example, Phantom as a wallet. If I'm trying to shop on, let's say, Magic Eden to buy an NFT or mint an NFT, the process itself is quite strenuous. It'll fail a lot of times, or the transaction will take a while to go through. It's not the fact that there's a problem with the marketplace itself. It's more a case of the fact that it's being done on a mobile. So the application itself that you're using it's not built for that particular process. It's built for quick browsing.
Hey guys, I'm Chris. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Mirror World, and really excited to share more about our projects and what we're trying to build here at Mirror World.
Thank you for your answers. And as you mentioned, I think Solana is one of the major chains right now. And later, I guess, recently we just saw the Solana Saga, which is a new Solana phone, and one of the main brand they have is safety, because it is well adapted to Web3 overall blockchain functionalities. So safety is one of its main functions. So the point I'm going is we do care a lot about safety on mobile end, and once that is taken care of, mobile is somewhere that has a lot of potential for market, for dApps, and so on. So what do you think, how much would Solana Mobile overall, what's the scalability of it, and if we have the overall safety on Solana Mobile improved? So if the Solana Mobile is more safe, what's its overall scalability?
Yeah, so I think from a user perspective, mobile has historically been a lot safer than your PC from a very early stage, just because all of the security mechanisms can be instilled within, for example, Apple's chips directly. So Solana, aside from the Saga phone itself, they also have a seed vault program within their Solana mobile stack SDK that they're providing, which essentially calls for the security measures of native devices like iOS. And I think Saga is one step ahead of that, and really thinking about what are some frameworks that developers can use to make sure that none of the private keys, the execution environment is safe, as well as from the user perspective, there's no sense of exploitation anywhere within kind of the user experience. And I think that having a native device will definitely make a lot more users feel secure and safe. But at the end of the day, it's really about the ecosystem and the applications building on top of the hardware, and that's why I think Solana Saga for those hardcore users is definitely going to be something really, really attractive.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan. I go by Jonas. I'm currently serving as CTO at Mirrorworld. I work a lot with engineering and product team.
Hey guys, I'm Le, and right now I'm a system architect in the Mirrorworld. And before joining Mirrorworld, I was a typical Web2 engineer back in the San Francisco Bay Area.
So the first question is, we would like to know, as a developer, what are some main differences there between Solana Mobile and PC in your overall developing process?
Right. I think mobile development usually initially and natively is already different from building for PC and for the web. I think many years ago, you had different. You had to write your applications in native specific languages, but more and more we have solutions that allow us to write cross-platform, solutions, provide cross-platform applications and frameworks that allow us to write once, and you can deploy to many contexts. So that's becoming easier with time for mobile, and then for in particular for building on the blockchain. Desktop was traditionally also, I wouldn't say they had like a lot of challenges in particular, but they had a very specific subset of tools. And these tools, I don't think were as strong as tools that were built for the web. By desktop, I meant native desktop, because I think the number of developers that build for native desktop are not as many as those who build for the web. Whereas on the web, there are a lot of tools, there are a lot of frameworks, so you will get a lot of first-class support for back-end and front-end applications. So in the native context, it takes a lot of work. You have to work very closely with the teams to write these frameworks, like, for example, Ethers.js or Web3 JS for Solana. Because you have to work very closely with the teams, understand how to perform the RPC calls, how to package the transactions and send them, and at an early stage to iterate all these frameworks for native specific context is challenging. So it's a bit slow, I think, for the mobile to catch up natively with how fast the web or the web is able to iterate. For us to deploy, we just need to push a button, and that's there in the hands of users. But for native, we have to go through a review process, like for example on Apple. So the challenges are broad, but they also differ because of the context in which they function. So yeah, I think at a high level, I think maybe La can also share some more, and I think we can keep it going from there.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, Jonas. And I guess from my side, a very simple example we are facing actually to explain why the mobile experience is different from the desktop experience. It's like, well, I guess the decentralization or Web3, those apps start with desktop browsers, right? Like every time we want to transfer a token to someone else, or if you want to sign a transaction, a pop-up window will show up, and then the user click authorize, approve, like to submit the transaction to the chain. That's fine in the desktop scenario. But when it comes to the mobile side, like when you're holding a mobile, when you are opening we are play around with some like GameFi app, and then like when you want to submit a transaction to the chain, in general, it will jump to a different like third-party mobile wallet app, ask the user to sign it, and switch back to the original D app. So which is a very bad experience, right, for the mobile users. So I guess that is one of the incentive why we want to focus our resources on the Solana mobile.
I think the main reason that it's good to go mobile is because it makes mass adoption easier. You know, at the moment, not everyone owns a PC, but, you know, probably maybe 50%, maybe more of the world actually own a mobile. So it's easy accessible data. It will just make it so that anyone can access technology from anywhere in the world, even build and create, which is the amazing thing, because at the moment you have to use a particular application to build, like using Metaplex or Candy Machine or Bubblegum. These are the kind of applications that you have to access from a PC to build on. So the fact that you can do this from your mobile now, the outreach will be a lot higher, and people can build anything they want. So we'll probably see a lot more DeFi projects out there, different VCs investing in that. And yeah, it's just really exciting, the fact that, you know, we'll be able to onboard a lot of Web2 users because of ease of access.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. I'll hand this over to Itao.
Okay, so we want to talk a little bit more about overall SDK services. We all know blockchain and Web3 is developing very fast, and there's new chains, new products, stuff like that every day. And we want to ask, what are some current market niches for mobile Dapp SDK? Because mobile is definitely huge now, and since the release of Saga, and there will be definitely more people start to develop mobile dApps and stuff like that, just like when the new Apple Store released in earlier times. So we want to ask, what are some current market niches for mobile dApp SDK?
That's a really interesting question, because when you think about the first original iPhone, there's actually no app store tied to the first hardware, right? That's going to be very different from when we're releasing hardware. When Solana is releasing Saga, for example, I'm sure the app store will be tied together with the product itself. But that being said, right, I think right now there is a very limited number of applications that have been deployed. I wouldn't say that there are a lot of mobile users on crypto aside from centralized exchanges. So Coinbase, Binance, all of these products obviously gain a huge amount of users in the past couple of years, especially coming from developing countries for Binance, and then Coinbase captures the majority of US market as well. But you see that centralized exchanges kind of brought a wave of users in. We think that games will be another, explosive niche where after the development schedule of these games near completion, where it takes around like 1 to 2 years for a smaller scale game and maybe 3 to 4 for a larger type of game, there will definitely be users coming into the space just because they are fans of those entertainments products. But at the same time, there's a longer time schedule. Something like StepN is very smart in the sense that it taps into the nature of human behavior and the incentives of seeking financial rewards, but at the same time making the interaction with the product very, very easy. So that logic always applies to future products, whether it be walk to earn or move to earn products. There is definitely waves of users that will crowd into the product itself. I'm not saying that there will be sustainable in the long run, but as an activation strategy, as an acquisition strategy, I think that has merits to it. And once they're in the ecosystem, there's probably a high possibility that they will attempt a different application, or they will try out a different application. And I think we've seen that there are some social apps, notification apps, as well as gaming apps that will bring more users into the space. But it's really hard to tell at this point. So from our perspective, for Mirror World, we actually want to be product agnostic, where a mobile stack is just a mobile stack. If you want to do payment, it's the same thing across games or social or marketplaces. And really, we just want to solve the problems for any mobile developer that want to come into the space and offer the best experience as a mobile product rather than just a vertical niche.
Thanks for watching. And if you're interested in more content about crypto infrastructure, gaming, and mobile, please do subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you next time.